Hello. Are you the Georgia Tech booster?
Yes, I am. Go Jackets. To hell with Georgia.
I'm the last basketball season ticket holder. The D-Rad told me to find you.
The D-Rad and I are best of friends. What does the D-Rad want?
The D-Rad wants the $7.2 million.
Piss off.
But the D-Rad needs the $7.2 million to pay the Paul Hewitt not to coach the Yellow Jackets.
Wait 1 second. The Paul Hewitt took the Jackets to the Final Four in 2004. I was there.
Yes, the Paul Hewitt did take the Jackets to the Final Four in 2004, but he was not really the coach.
Who was the coach?
The real coach was the Jarrett Jack. The Paul Hewitt waved his arms and yelled and screamed, but the Jarrett Jack ran the team and won the games.
You are crazy. I will not give the D-Rad the $7.2 million.
No, the Dave Brain is crazy. He gave the Paul Hewitt $7.2 million for life. You will now give the D-Rad the $7.2 million.
Piss off.
But I'm lonely.
Why are you lonely?
I sit by myself at Alexander McDonald's Cremens Court McCamish Memorial Coliseum. Nobody comes to the games anymore.
Surely there are other fans there. I have lots of AT points and have excellent seats at the Alexander McDonald's Cremens Court McCamish Memorial Coliseum.
I have never seen you there.
Well, I guess I did come to the North Carolina game last year.
Last year I counted the number of students who came to the Maryland versus the Georgia Tech game.
How many students came to the Maryland versus the Georgia Tech game?
82.
You were truly a Georgia Tech geek to have counted. What else did you count?
I counted the number of screens our team set.
How many screens did the Georgia Tech set versus the Maryland in 40 minutes?
I think 12. I also counted the number of times we could not throw an inbounds pass.
How many times did the Georgia Tech fail to throw in a ball?
6.
Does not the Paul Hewitt teach the players how to throw in a ball?
No. The Georgia Tech players could not inbound the ball versus the Lovett Lions.
What else do you see at the games?
When a game is a close game, at the end there are no timeouts for the Paul Hewitt to call to make the strategy.
Why are there no timeouts for the Paul Hewitt to call to make the strategy?
He has used them all up to inbound the ball. He also calls a timeout every game with 30 seconds left in the first half.
Why does the Paul Hewitt call the timeout with 30 seconds left in the half?
To tell the players the fancy play to guarantee a basket before the half.
What happens after the Paul Hewitt tells the players the fancy play?
The point guard runs around and misses the ugly 24-foot shot with two defenders in his face.
Yes. I have seen that play many times.
Will you now give the D-Rad the $7.2 million?
Piss off.
You are the Georgia Tech booster and know all things Yellow Jacket. Tell me the record of the Paul Hewitt in the ACC.
I am too busy running my business to do the statistics.
I like the statistics. The Paul Hewitt is 67 and 93 for 41%.
I did not know the Paul Hewitt was that bad.
There is more. Since the Boston College joined the ACC, the Georgia Tech has the worst conference record of any team at 28 and 52 or 35%.
But the Paul Hewitt must lead the conference in something.
Yes. The Paul Hewitt teams usually lead the ACC in turnovers and fouls per game.
But haven't we had some great players at the Georgia Tech?
Yes. We have many players go to the NBA. Anthony Morrow is the best shooter in the NBA.
Was he the #1 draft pick?
No. He was not drafted at all. NBA scouts were stunned that the Paul Hewitt had not developed the Anthony Morrow.
That is awful.
The Paul Hewitt also failed to coach the Aleta Minu. The scouts thought he could be a professional player, so they looked at the film of the Georgia Tech.
What did the film show?
The NBA scout was quoted to say the film showed that the Georgia Tech was incredibly disorganized, with no point guard, no system, and very little ball movement.
There must be something good about the Paul Hewitt.
Yes. He was offered the job by the St. John's University last year.
Why did the Paul Hewitt not go to the St. John's?
The St. John's contract did not last for life, and the Paul Hewitt would have to win games to keep that job. Also, his wife thought it might be cold in New York.
What did the D-Rad think of that?
The D-Rad broke all the furniture at the AA when the Paul Hewitt refused the offer of the St. John's.
Yes, I know. I bought new furniture for the AA last year.
Do you know what the Paul Hewitt says after the Georgia Tech loses a game?
No, I do not. What does the Paul Hewitt say after the Georgia Tech loses a game?
He says things like, "I think we got a lot of good looks, but they did not go down." He also says, "It's just one of those things."
That's ridiculous. How often does he say this?
After every loss. Even to Kennesaw State in the Siena and the IUPI.
He seems to not understand what's happening.
Also, he cannot beat the Georgia Bulldogs. The Paul Hewitt loses to the terrible Bulldog teams that finish last in the SEC.
What? What did you want again?
You will now give Dear Ad the $7.2 million.
Are 10s and 20s okay?